Well, hello. Someone's joined me, so it's time for me to start talking. See, I've got my Blue Island T-shirt on today. That's a brewery on the south side of Chicago, I think, sort of southeastish side. My friend Carl will put that correct. One of my favourite breweries in the US that I've been to. So, anyway, thank you for joining me, people. And it's going to be something completely different now. I'm sat in the sort of car park, actually. The beer garden's over to my left, and there's all sorts going on here. I'll show you a quick look around. I've got to pick the laptop up because I couldn't get my phone to stream it properly. And that's why I'm a bit late. If we look around here, there's the beer garden's over there. And there will be live music playing in the marquee later. There is music playing at the moment. I'm hoping the laptop's not picking it up. It's not that sensitive. If it is, I'm guaranteed a copyright strike. But oh well, there we go. Just want to make sure everybody out there. Oh yes, nice to see you there, Mark. Yeah, it's sort of good morning for you, definitely early for you, Mark. It's just gone midday. It's 12:15. I know I was late getting it started. Problem with having old phones is when I tried to set the stream up, it would only do it in portrait mode, and I had it set up for landscape mode. I made like a selfie stick to hold the phone with, and I made it for landscape. It won't hold it for portrait. So we're on the laptop. I was bringing the laptop with me anyway because I wanted to be able to read the messages on the laptop. So this is what we're starting off with today. I think it's got the cider menu there. See that there? Let's see what I'm doing. And I'm going to flip it over so I can read it. And to start off with here, I have already got two. I've got two halves. As you can see, they're totally different colours. And I'll tell you what I've got. I should get them in halves, that way it's easier. That way I don't go too early. So what I'm started off with, and I want to make sure everybody in the UK, sorry I don't have any American ciders to try, Two Falls Cider and Naperville, they make some very good ciders. I've been there a few times. Two Falls? Something like that. Probably got the name wrong there. So anyway, I've started off with the Welsh cider. And I'm not going to try and pronounce it in Welsh, but it's Black Dragon in English. I have had this before. It comes in at mere 7.2% alcohol. And it's still as good as I remember it being. Up front, I think it's a little on the sweet side. Then on the back end, it's very refreshing, very dry, and very crisp. Strong. What's it saying here? The legendary Black Dragon. This cider now has quite a following amongst the most discerning cider drinkers. It's rich in colour, body and flavour with a fresh, fruity aroma. Well, I think that's spot on. Absolutely spot on. Absolutely excellent. Oh, I just want to make sure everybody is hearing me out there and it is good to go. Got any questions, please fire them in the questions. I do have something to actually tell you. Mark, the Schwartz in the comments. This is sponsored by him. He has sent me the money to come to the beer festival with. So this is cheers, Mark, and thank you very much. Mm. That's definitely a good beer or good cider. Yes, it's one of those. As you drink it, it doesn't taste particularly strong. So it's one of those that could get you in an awful lot of trouble very, very quickly. That's very enjoyable. Could someone just make sure you can actually hear what I'm saying? And someone just give me a comment that you can hear me. I'm chatting away. I don't want to be talking to myself. Modish cider. I'd call it a Moorish cider. Sounds good. Thank you, Mark. I call it Moorish. Moorish because it's a very good old English saying Moorish. And I know when I said this a few times in America, a lot of my American friends didn't understand it. To be Moorish, once you take some, you want more. So it's Moorish. That's spot on. See, Mark's all up with the English sayings. Mm, absolutely delicious. Well, I'll put that to one side for a moment because I want actually. Now we've got a few people in the chat here. A few people giving me the old thumbs up. Thank you. Um, I have here, as I said, I have the Black Dragon, and I have the Thirsty Cross, the whiskey cask one from Scotland. Now I don't know if you saw the thumbnail on the other one. It's on there, and you should be able to read off all the different ciders there. Now, for my third cider, what I like you to do is put in the comments box which cider you'd like me to try next. That's after these two. And I'm going to choose one as well. I have one in my mind which I'm going to choose. I know I already have one vote for one of them on here, and that is the rum and raisin. And that's probably got two votes actually. So, anyway, put in the comments what cider you would like me to try after these two. And I'm just going to continue with this one. Rather lucky here today. I've actually come ugly container behind me. I know. I've actually come and sat in the shade. Otherwise, I couldn't see the screen of the laptop. There's not a cloud in the sky, and I'll probably show you that if I tip the laptop up. Don't know if you can see the sky there, but it's absolutely blue, not a cloud in the sky. I also sat over this side because there's very little wind here. I did cut up a wind sock to put over the speakers on the laptop. Because I did plan also, this is how things have gone completely wrong today for me. I did set up also, because I thought I might have to use the laptop, a separate microphone, a plug-in microphone, an external microphone, because I thought of the wind. That way I'd have the dead cat microphone sock on it. Well, the only one I got which plugs into my laptop there was, well, they all plug into my cameras, but I only got one which I can take the plug out, plug it into my laptop direct, and it's got a battery in it, which I've no problem. I changed the battery out because it was flat. I hadn't used this microphone for probably since I left the USA, actually 3 years ago. And of course, what does it have in it? One of those sort of penny 3-volt flat batteries. Yeah, I didn't have any of those on the boat. I could have probably run up to Tesco. They probably sell them up there, but it has been another half an hour wasted. I wanted to get on with the live chats. So, anyways, here we go then. I'm going to finish this one off. Just as well it's not called Thirsty Ferret. There is a beer called Thirsty Ferret, by the way. Bluebell glasses, look. This is the name of the pub we're in. And now this is the whiskey cask one. I don't know if I've ever had this before. I might have done a long time ago. Not here though. So let's go. Well, there's absolutely no doubt about that being finished off in a whiskey cask. It definitely has the taste of whiskey in that. It's crisp, quite refreshing, but a distinct, well, almost malt whiskey flavour. Very smooth flavour of whiskey. Very, very smooth. Good to see you there, Hank. Yeah, so let's see what it says. Wind blowing in my eyes here. Told you it's quite windy out here. Right, this is what it says on the write up. A flavoursome cider made potent in the oak of Glenmoray whiskey cask. The gentle whiskey flavour mingles with a medium dry cider. Yeah, it's I would say it's drier than medium dry. Sort of medium dry, if you know what I mean. It's not quite a dry, but it's not far off. But the very light cider, proper sort of cider colour. But that is very, very, very enjoyable. Yeah. Yes, again, it comes in at 6.7% alcohol. So I've started off with the strongest two ciders here, of course. Well, I thought that way I might as well get wasted to start off with, and then just slump over. Good for the rest of the day, aren't I? That's why I got halves and not pints, by the way. And also, that way I can drink them before. Actually, I'm going to get, well, I said I'm going to get 2 more ciders in a moment. So we're going to do 4 today. And I want to see some votes on what you want me to drink. I don't know if anyone's seen them. I'll tell you what, I'll read them out. What Henry Weston's Family Vintage Cider, which is a medium dry cider at 5%. The firstly cross, which I've got here. There's Hex Perry. Now, Perry is made with pears. I know when I was living in the US, they called it pear cider. Well, technically, it's made exactly the way as apple cider is, but when it's made with pears, it's called Perry. Didn't see that normally called in the US. It's normally just called pear cider. That doesn't matter. You can keep all the sour beers in the world, Hank. I tried a couple of sours when I was in the US. They're they're not for me. Years ago, I used to make beer. I used to make quite a lot of beer, and if a beer went bad when I was making it, that's how it tasted. It went down the drain. So each to their own. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with sour beers. They're just not for me. Now I'm not gonna. I don't want to try this one particularly. There's Lily's lemon and lime. Mm, um, I like lemon and lime, but I don't know if I want a lemon and lime cider. The next one's a broad oak rum and raisin. Now I really fancy trying that, so that's one I definitely want to try. Then there's another. There's a mango one. Not sure. Probably be a bit sweet for me. It says medium sweet, so it's definitely going to be a bit sweet for me. Then there's one called Healy's Cornish Flatter. It's just a still cider, I guess a regular still cider. Then I assume this is by Henry Weston's again. It says Weston's Rosy Pig, which is 4.8. Now I quite wouldn't mind trying that one as well, actually. An easy drinking cloudy cider with a fresh apple flavour with hints of citrus and spice. Perfect served with a great British food such as roast dinners, pies, and bangers and mash. And for you good American friends out there, bangers and mash is sausage and mashed potatoes, of course. And then there's another one here, which pineapple. Well, I try the pineapple one actually from Naperville. Um, yeah, I can drink it. Not sure of top of my list. There's a rhubarb one, blended with sweet culinary apples to give a delicious drink with a tart note. I guess they're using sweet apples because rhubarb being tart to balance the flavour out. And there's a strawberry one. Yeah, it's going to be far too sweet for me, I'm sure. Then there's twisted lime, sweet, sweet again. I'm not. Oh, it comes. I saw someone with one of these. It's bright green. Now, bright green cider. Not sure that's if you if you drink and eat with your eyes, it'd be one you wouldn't drink. It's lime green. And then of course we've got the Black Dragon, which I'm drinking. And what's become very popular here in the UK these days is what's called fruit ciders. No, like dark fruits. Dark fruit ciders become very, very popular where they're added to the ciders. This one here is called Purple Haze. It's got red and black fruits blended with our cloudy cider to produce a unique, refreshing fruit medley. Bursting with flavour, slightly cloudy. The one we remember is all the commercial ciders, which you'll get in the pubs normally, are all top pressured, pushed out with CO2. There's a big thing about CO2. We're always going mad at the moment about, oh, we've got to get CO2 levels down, got to get CO2 levels down. I don't see the beer industry being told they can't put CO2 on their beer anymore, are they? No, because they're the rich guys. They can do what they want. So anyway, let's carry on with my firstly, no, first Lee Cross, not firstly, first Lee Cross whiskey cask. Well, if I don't get any votes, what side to try next? I'm going to pick the two. And I'm going to take you over to the bar with me when I get them. So the two lovely bartenders over there serving our beer, and you can see how they pour it straight out of the keg. Oh, it's just why I like whiskey. It's definitely got a good hint of whiskey in that. It reminds me of some of the beers I've shown you before. Um, the Goose Island beers, bourbon barrel aged stouts. Sorry, the wind's getting under my glasses, and making my eyes water. Rum and raisin and rhubarb would be my vote. Well, that sounds good to me as well there, Hank. I'm might be going for those two. I know Mark was on about the rum and raisin earlier. It was already on my list of ones I want to try. So I think we're going to go over, as it's nice and quiet over there, and I'll take you over with me. Hopefully, I got a signal that far. My phone's on the table here. So here goes. So you wanted to be on my live stream?
Yeah.
So it's going at the moment.
Has that been live streaming all this time?
Yeah.
Oh my god! You're gonna eat me. There you go.
As if you would say so, Sam, that that you wouldn't want to be live streamed.
I was just talking to you. Thank you.
Right, I've consensus of opinion is this time, and I've been asking people watching the live stream what I'm going to drink, and I'm going to have the next two. I'm going to be the rum and raisin and the rhubarb.
Oh, good choice, good choice. My favourite that rhubarb one is. I remember now. How many people watching?
There's only 8 on there at the moment, but most people are watching it from America.
Oh,
so you're being most of the people I've got on here at the moment are watching from the USA.
So rhubarb. What was your other one? Sorry, rum and raisin.
Well, I better sip out of that one, haven't I? Because otherwise I'm going to spill that trying to carry that back over.
That's a fun. Don't normally get complaints from being too full.
I know. Oh, that's interesting.
Lovely that one is.
So as you can see here, our lovely bartenders here.
Hi.
And all the beers at the back there, and the ciders are here and underneath the counter. And there's my. Oh, you don't scribble it.
I am rubbish at this.
See, I'm even honest, you see. I could have walked away and you wouldn't even know.
Well, just come up yourselves.
Please let me sit down.
I've had enough now. Free for all.
Right, I'm going to have to take a sip out of that one as well, because I've got to carry the laptop as well.
Do you want me to take your drinks over for you?
Do you mind?
No, of course I don't.
Look at this. This is waitress service now. Look.
Table service.
Table service. Thank you very much, Lee.
Enjoy.
So I'm back. Yes, it does have the colour of rhubarb. Let's start off with that one, shall we? Look at that. Quite amazing colour. You can definitely taste the rhubarb in that. That is... What does it say it was all about? Oh, it just says blended with sweet culinary apples to give a delicious drink with a tart note. Definitely got a tart note. The rhubarb on the back end is absolutely perfect. Absolutely brilliant. Really like that. That is very interesting. I love rhubarb anyway. If I get hold of rhubarb, I've been given some a couple of times on the boat by people that's got rhubarb growing in their yard or whatever. And I always make a rhubarb crumble. I'm not a dessert person, but I adore rhubarb crumble. Well, that's extremely interesting. So light to taste. It's 4% alcohol, so it's not a crazy strong one. So light and refreshing. Do you know, it's a warm summer's day. I'm sat in the shade, so it's not actually that warm here. I imagine over the sun at the moment it's quite nice, but I couldn't see the screen of the laptop. And I've turned the brightness up full. That's probably keep an eye on the battery power. Well, um, it's just unique. It's such a unique flavour. You know it's a cider because you can taste the apples. First flavour you get is apple, and then suddenly, if you take raw rhubarb, we used to do this as kids. We get a real young stick as a kid, and you dip it in sugar and chew on it. It tastes just like that. That's put memories back of 60 years ago. Yeah. Well, I tell you, this is it's I treat like a king. Do you know there's something about this area? I'm in a small town called Kidsgrove. I'm very north end of Staffordshire, and absolutely everybody you meet are extremely friendly. And it's something about this area, all the little villages everywhere around here. No matter where you go, I can walk into a pub here, and first time you walk in, rather like some places, they'll all look the other way and go quiet and not talk to you. Walking here, how are you? Where you from? What are you doing? Oh, you on a boat? That's the sort of attitude you get. Everybody talks to you. It's so friendly. And then we have David from Spain. Actually, it's not particularly noisy in here at the moment, David. I chose this spot. I know the backdrop's beautiful, isn't it? It's their shed, basically. I'm actually sat in what would normally be the car park of the pub. They've got tables and chairs laid out all around here. I sat here because it was in the shade, and when I sat over in the sun, I couldn't see the screen of my laptop. So I moved over to here to be in the shade. Unfortunately, the backdrop is not the prettiest in the world, but yeah, I can't do much about that. I suppose I could have put up a fake backdrop or something. You know what I mean? Don't know how to do that even on a live stream, but there you go. Yeah, yeah, not a cloud in the sky. It's not super warm. It's a bit chilly actually in a t-shirt. So, but there you go. But this rhubarb, that's different. It's very, very enjoyable. Do you know, if it was about 90 degrees outside at the moment, and you had one of these, you'd have talked about Moorish earlier. Really warm summer's day, that would be extremely Moorish. It'd be one after the other. Okay, it's not served ice cold because it's a still cider. The still ciders are served like we serve our still ales over here, a little bit cellar temperature, but it's chilled slightly more than the ales are. But it's absolutely unbelievable. Oh, well, I'm going to be going back to the boat after I finish this little live stream. Take my laptop back, and I'll tell you a little story. Not yesterday, the day before. I've had a little problem with. You may know, if anyone watches the channel, that I had a problem with my batteries or my starter battery about 3 months ago, where it almost caught the boat on fire. It was smoking, I had smoke coming out the wires. And I ran down to and got a new battery, replaced my starter battery. Well, they're all linked in a way because I've got three also leisure batteries, which is for the power inside the boats. But they all run through a split relay. Well, one of those batteries got damaged, I think, at that point in time, because I've never been charging properly since. So a couple of days ago, excuse me, I jumped down in the back in the engine room, I looked at them, and I put the old meter across them all. And yes, definitely, one of my batteries had dropped. It was dead. So it was dragging all the power out of the other batteries. So whenever I tried to charge my batteries, it wouldn't last them very long because it's all just draining back into the dead battery, shorting out, and all your electric's gone. So anyway, I took that battery out and I was going to go down to just 2 leisure batteries for the time being until finances get back on track a little bit. I'll tell you about another little story in a second. So I was going to do that, and I was just going to go to 2 leisure batteries. Well, the boat moored behind me, L, we've been chatting. We've been moored together there for a couple of days. We've been chatting off and on, this, that, and the other. And he says, I've got some spare batteries. So they're not very old and they're in perfect condition. He said, if you're in need of a battery, I can probably help you out. Well, not having any money on me or anything like that, cash, couldn't give it off for any money. I didn't have a lot of money kicking around and all that. I could have gone to the ATM, and I said to him, I'll tell you what. Instead, I said, he's basically said I could have it, but I'm not going to take it for nothing because it was a really good battery. And I said, what I'll do is I'll take you to the beer festival. So that's why I'm doing this Beerstream now, and then later on this afternoon or this evening, I'm coming back with Ale, and I'm going to treat him to the beer festival. I think that's the only way I can pay him for the battery, because I now have 3 good batteries, and I have absolutely no problems with power this morning, which is going to lead me in to another story. One reason why I'm so I've been saving up for a while to buy a washing machine. So I bought one of those little twin tap washing machines. Has a spin dryer and a washer and all that. So I've been saving up for a while to get one because I was fed up walking to the laundriettes, and the price of the laundromat for my American friends just going through the roof. I'm spending at least £25 a month on doing my laundry. And that's not including, because it's got so expensive, I was only going like once every 2 weeks, and all the bits and pieces, all your socks and underwear and all that sort of thing, t-shirts, I was washing by hand on the boat to keep the costs down. Well, so anyway, I saved up a few pennies sort of thing, and I had some saved up which I sort of took from another account which I wanted really for doing other jobs on the boat, but I decided I needed a washing machine, so I bought one of these little washing machines, twin tap washing machines, which cost me £150. A lot of money to me, £150, hell of a lot of money. But I worked it out, it's going to pay for itself within 5 to 6 months, easy. The cost of what I'm spending on laundry, it's going to pay for itself in 5 to 6 months. So it's cost effective to buy. It's just finding £150 in one hit to do, which, as I say, I took out. Didn't take it out of my current account. I moved it from, I did. I just paid for it I bought on eBay, brand new. So I bought it on eBay and just paid from that account, which is really my account, which is really for doing jobs on the boat with, like blackings coming up in the future. Should be anyone now, but I've had to put it back because I've spent this on the washing machine. But there you go. Long story short. Anyway, I have filmed it, so you will get to see my new washing machine. And it's life changing for me on the boat, really. I actually did a load of laundry this morning, and this is where I was going to lead back to the battery story. I did a load of laundry on the boat this morning, and the sun's out, as you say. It's absolutely waterfall blue sky here. So I'm getting solar power coming in, and I managed to run the washing machine this morning to do my laundry. I did a load of laundry without starting the engine. So I ran from battery power and solar power, and now when I left, the batteries are right back up, almost full again when I left the boat. I did drag it down a bit when I was using the washing machine, of course, but it never got to a critical level where the batteries were too low, but I had to start the engine. So that's brilliant. So I didn't even have to start the engine. So I did a load of washing this morning for free, except for the little cupful of detergent I put in. That's not bad going, is it? So anyway, that's another little story going. Sorry, I go off on tangents and go into little stories sometimes. Anyway, I'm going to finish off this little rhubarb. Oh. I wasn't sure if I was going to like that. It was one of those. I love rhubarb, as I say, but it's got that little spicy note to it. And I'm trying to think what the spice is. Can't think what it is. I've got on the wrong side in now. The tart notes. Doesn't say anything about the spice, but it's definitely got an undertone of not so much spice, more of a herb. Can't think what it is. Anyway, here's the other one. Back on my bluebell again. Wow. As I said before, I'm not a big dessert person. And if I have ice cream, my favourite ice cream ever is rum and raisin ice cream. If I see rum and raisin ice cream, I will buy it. I just have to get one. And as you all know, I lived in the US for 15 years. And I was visiting the East Coast. And I think I was in a small town called Andover, which, funny enough, is the name of a town which was just down the road from where I was brought up. In the area there was Andover. There was it's near it's north of Boston. It's in Massachusetts anyway, and there's a lot of towns in that area, all very English names. And I'm there with my ex-wife, and we walked up to this ice cream parlour, and what do they have for sale in there? They got rum and raisin ice cream. It's the only time I've ever seen it in the US, and I had to get one. Of course, I had to get one. It wasn't even a nice day; it was quite cold, wet, and windy. But I had to get a rum and raisin ice cream. But yeah, and this is rum and raisin. Wow, you can taste the rum and you can taste the raisin. And that is absolutely delicious. Tad on the sweet side for me. There's some spicy notes coming through on that. What have we got? Moonshine premium cider. Well, there's a touch for my American friends. Moonshine. Don't have moonshine particularly in the UK. Infused with rum and raisins, invoking the flavours of warm and sunny West Indies. I can go along with that. At least we got the sunny. Oh, wow. That is absolutely delicious. Yeah, not having a washing machine. I'm just 3 years or over 3 years without a washing machine. Fortunately, there's quite a few laundromats, laundriettes around the UK and a lot of these small towns. There's one here at Kidsgrove. It's quite a hike up the hill. When you carry your washing up there and back down, I'm 64. I'm getting enough of it. So I decided to treat myself, and yeah, it's not a fancy front loader like everybody's got in their houses around here. You know what I mean? It's a twin tub, and what you have to do. But I did buy one. You could get them for £99, but I actually spent £150 or £149 on one. And the difference being is this one does pump out the water. Okay, it doesn't heat the water. You have to put your hot water in with your clothes where you wash it, which is okay, whatever. And then you take it out of the washer and you put it into the spin dryer where you can spin it. It doesn't take the whole load at once, but you just put it across as you go, you know what I mean? And then you can rinse it either in the spin dryer or you can rinse it back in the washer. Well, because I can rinse it all at once, what I do is I put a bit in the spin dryer, wash it or spin it, put it into a bowl, do the next half, spin it, and while that's doing it, I've got the water filling back up the washer. So then just throw it all back into the washer, give it a quick rinse, and throw it back into the spin dryer again. And it's actually, I was quite amazed how well it spins it. Absolutely amazing. Um, yeah, it's as good as the washing machines and the laundry. It spins them just as dry, if not drier. I was really amazed how good the spin dryer was for a £150 machine, because that was definitely maximum I could go to. But anyway, real good deal. Love the little machine, and well, I did a load of laundry this morning, as I said. Couldn't not with the wall-to-wall blue sky here at the moment. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to get any more ciders. Um, I'm going to bring this little stream to an end very shortly. We've been going over 40 minutes, and I don't want to bore you with all my silly little stories. I want to thank you all for joining me. Really, really appreciate it. You all coming along and joining me here this morning, or this afternoon. And I'll tell you why I need to end this stream as well. The problem with drinking 2 pints of cider is I need to find the little boy's room. So I've got to bring this to an end very, very shortly. So I want to thank you all again for watching. A big thank you goes out to Mark. Thank you very, very, very much, Mark. Absolutely terrific. I'm going to end the stream right now. Has to be done. Well, you're always welcome. Always welcome. Everybody's always welcome. You know, there's something about life. You don't have any friends or acquaintances, it's not worth living. Because although I may live what people would consider a lonesome life living on a narrowboat, it's actually not. It's the opposite. So many friends and acquaintances you make every day of the week. It's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, that's going to bring me to the end of this live stream. As again, thank you very, very much for watching. And of course, as I end all my videos, Trevor out. Now I've got to find the button to end it.